He said, in this economy, do you think it's smart for me to quit my job as a CO? Yet, I'm starting barber school next month. The 5 days a week is weighing on you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what your financial situation is, bro. You know, and what your responsibilities are. I would keep the job until I get a feel for the shop. You know, you're working, let's say you keep your job and you work Saturdays and Sundays. Um, you know, you might find out on Saturday and Sunday you making $600, $700 in those 2 days. And you're thinking maybe if I work Fridays and Thursdays, I might make another $300, $400. I'm good with that. That's enough. And then you leave your job, you know. This is Drew Estates. This is a Fat Betty Bottom. Fat Betty Bottom. Drew Estates. I need a water. All right, but oh, there we go. What I wanted to talk about, if I could find her, there it is. Look at this article. It says, seriously, how are people buying homes these days? Seeking advice from rich folk. What I really want to know is, how much should I save up realistically expect to buy a house? I don't mean a mansion. I mean like maybe a condo, 3-bedroom, normal ass family home, non-gated, no HOA neighborhood. I know the market's slowing down. Maybe a long time before a buyer's market again. It's a buyer's market for the right people. It's always a buyer's market for the right people. And in case anyone's wondering, my household income is about $100,000 and I have about 15, 20K savings, excellent credit score. Man, these people are talking crazy. All right. Interesting. I think right now is the worst times for interest rates, and probably you're going to be probably at the top of the market short term. But anytime you're buying something long term, you're good regardless, right? You know, if interest rates drop, you refinance later. Long-term prices will go up. I mean, 2008 was horrible, and if you would have held on 10 years later, you'd be straight. Especially if it's your home that you're going to live in. It's not a big deal. The benefit of buying right now is, you know, 3 years ago, you couldn't negotiate terms. 2 or 3 years ago, you ain't negotiating no terms. Now you could probably get closing costs covered. You could probably get some money, you know, back after closing because of repairs or whatever. You can actually negotiate. So let's say you go and you need 3.5% to 5% down on a $300,000 house. There's your 15, 20K, right? 15 to 20K that you're gonna need to close on that house. If it's 400,000, you're gonna need 20K if you can get them to cover closing costs, okay? And in this market, it's more than doable. There's houses that have been sitting around for a very long time. So as long as your market has $400,000 homes, which is the median home price at the moment, you're good. You're good to go. I'm gonna clip this portion of the live, make it a YouTube video. So let me write that in my notes. I don't know how many of y'all checked out the last video I did with Trump and all that. I don't know if y'all like that type of content, but you know, and the advice that this person was getting in that Reddit forum was that the rich buy their stuff in cash. Not really. Rich people don't really buy their stuff in cash. Rich people like debt because debt's not taxable. So they take on debt. They have the cash flow. Rich people have cash flow. That's what makes them rich. Wealth is assets, okay? So rich people use their cash flow, which is what makes them rich, to leverage it and purchase assets with debt so that they don't pay any taxes on it. And then they pay the deferred tax game until they die, pretty much. And this is why some politicians are recommending doing a flat corporate tax so that people pay 15% no matter what. Adrian, I've been as good as I can be. Thank you for asking, bro. What advice did this person get? They're telling him to save more money. He doesn't really have to. You know, it's like I said, you know, he's in a place where $400,000 average homes are obtainable. You know, right now a lot of people like stocks because it's liquid and all that, which, you know, if I have extra capital and I've already maxed out an IRA and I've already, I got a brokerage account and I want to be in stocks, I'll put some money in the S&P or buy some individual stocks that I like in good companies. But they're giving that advice because stocks are more liquid, which I understand. Adrian, congrats, man. Starting barber school in 2 weeks. That's what's up. Compare the cost of renting versus buying, because that's the play, right? If it's smarter in your market to rent, and then put your money in the stock market, you know. Others counter that real estate can offer significant returns, especially if the property value increases. Yeah, it can. But I think what a lot of people are thinking is, depending on the market that you're in, especially the markets that boomed the last 3 years, people think there's gonna be like a 10 to 20% drop on the value of homes. You know, everything that I bought in the last 4 years and in the last 3 years, and I bought about $4 million in real estate in the last 2 years, 2.5 years. Everything I bought was below market. I got a good deal on it because I needed that buffer, that margin of safety, just in case something it actually does drop. Here's the thing though, they've been saying it's going to drop 15-20% for the last 2 years. Hasn't happened yet. Not saying it won't. It's just nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. Aim to put down as much as possible to avoid private mortgage insurance is more advice they were given. I just don't think it's, mortgage insurance is like a percent. It's like a point and a half or something like that. I'm not sure I'm going to put up 20% just to save $300 a month on my mortgage. If you put 20% on a $400,000 home, that's $80K. If you're saving $300-400 a month by putting $80K down, how long is it going to take you to make that $80K back? Let's look at it. Because let's just say it's $400 a month times 12. That's $4,800 a year. So $80K divided by 4,800, it's going to take you 17 years to make that money back. And this is the advice people give, when actually there's more likelihood that in 17 years, because historically, real estate doubles every 10 years. So there's more likelihood that your property in 17 years will go up 20% in value, in which you can just take the PMI off. Because for most mortgage companies, once you're at 20% in equity, you can call the mortgage company to get the PMI taken off. So I think it's horrible advice to to put 20% down just to avoid PMI mortgage insurance. What happened to my crib? I'm renting it out. Man, I'm sorry you in Cali, bro. That's tough. The consensus is that truly rich people don't worry about down payments or interest rates, but focus on future profits. This is true. As long as they have the cash flow to service the debt, that's all that matters. And rich people, by definition, have the cash flow. So that's all I got for this article, man. This Reddit article. I really like Reddit. Reddit to me is one of the better platforms these days. I just don't understand it. It doesn't let me comment on nothing. So, bro, I remember when 245 just started. Look at you now, blessing my boy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro. Delayed gratification, man. It works, bro. It works, guys. But you got to work.